What's going on, Nerd Nation? It's your friend in the neighborhood, Nerd King Mac Taylor, here to talk to you guys. We're going to do a little bit of a ranking video today. We're going to be doing all 35 of the Godzilla movies. Whew, it was really rough getting through those. It took about a month and a half for me to watch all those Godzilla movies. And I'm here to rank them 35 to 1. So, without further ado, it's time for some kaiju action. Let's talk about Godzilla. Number 35. Number 35 is going to be Godzilla's Revenge, also known as All Monsters Attack. Holy shit. This movie is horrible. It's basically, the only Godzilla stuff really in this movie is stock footage of past Godzilla movies. So that's annoying, first of all. Second of all, because this movie is basically just some kid trying to cope with the fact that he has bullies and some dream that he goes on to basically stand up to his bullies. But basically, Minya talks in this movie. And he kind of talks like this. Godzilla said I gotta fight my own battles. Holy shit, is that annoying. I hate Minya anyway. Minya's probably one of my least favorite kaiju. But holy shit, they really overdo it in this movie. The kid is annoying as fuck. He's kind of a dick. And also it's just basically Minya and this kid going, yeah, get him, Godzilla! And then Gabara is the villain in this film, who's a very annoying kaiju, who Godzilla basically just comes in and beats the fuck out of. Really annoying. Basically, it seems like a PSA they would show in classrooms that was just like featuring Godzilla and Minya, to try to get him involved. But it's a movie. It's like an actual movie. God, it's horrible. Number 35 is Number 34, King Kong vs. Godzilla. On paper, this is a really good concept, and I'm super glad we're getting a modern day version of it next year. But this was a very bad attempt. In the 60s, the effects were quite lackluster. And really, the whole man in suit, King Kong, in this one just looks very bad. And the human plot's about, they go and get King Kong, kind of as an attraction, which is pretty similar to other King Kong plots. They bring him to Tokyo, where he ends up fighting Godzilla. Which Godzilla just beats the shit out of King Kong for a considerable amount of time. But later, King Kong gets struck by lightning, and that makes Kong strong enough to fight Godzilla, but really, the American version ends with King Kong winning and the Japanese one with Godzilla winning. But overall, it's just pretty bad, and especially the octopus scene, which is clearly just actors in front of like a screen where they're showing this octopus, which is just a real octopus but on a blown up screen. It's pretty fucking bad. It's just, you can tell it's not, I know it's the 60s, but Gojira looks so good compared to this. Abysmally bad. Acting is bland. This movie's just all in all really forgettable. Number 33, Son of Godzilla. The human plot in this one is really bad too, about people trying to control the weather, that this guy just happened to stumble across, and there's this girl who's been living on this abandoned island this whole time. And it's all really just forgettable and lame on the human side of it. But they discover an egg which pops out, and it's like this mini Godzilla. They call him Minya. And he makes donkey noises, and it's just super fucking annoying. And Godzilla has to fight Kamacuras, which are these praying mantis kaiju. There's 3 of them. And he beats the fuck out of them, slamming them, lighting them on fire. That's pretty cool. And then, which is the spider kaiju, is really cool. But dude, Godzilla also just looks super derpy in this. He has a weird look on his face the whole time. Minya's super annoying, really takes me out of the movie. Kamacuras and Kumonga, while they're okay looking kaiju, they just kind of get tossed aside pretty easily by Godzilla. And there's really not a whole lot of kaiju stuff in here, but without Minya being annoying. I don't know. It's an okay. It's not the worst, but it's pretty fucking bad, especially like with some of the other movies up this list. So, you know, Minya, Strike, Derpy Godzilla, and kind of just weak kaiju altogether. So, number 33, Son of Godzilla, pretty bad. Number 32, Godzilla, 1998. So this is America's first attempt at making a Godzilla movie, and man did we fuck it up. Most people actually put this at the bottom of their Godzilla rankings, but the ones below it are truly harder to get through to me. Whereas this one, I can watch this movie. Is it bad? Oh, it's fucking bad. But I can sit through it. The other ones are a lot harder to sit through. It's basically, it's not even really a Godzilla movie. It's more of a Jurassic Park movie. Roland Emmerich wanted to make a kind of dinosaurs blockbuster movie and slap the Godzilla name for brand recognition, honestly. Because this, in fact, most of the fans have called this movie in this Godzilla version Zilla, because it took the God out of the character. So we're going to call it Zilla 2. So in this movie, Matthew Broderick's like this worm scientist who's sent to investigate like animal behavior, where, you know, Zilla has come to New York, it's terrorizing New York, and he's pregnant, has babies. We got these little velociraptor looking motherfuckers and Zilla. But the thing about Godzilla in most of the Godzilla movies is like pretty much like the military has a hard ass time killing, shooting it and getting it to hurt, whereas this Zilla is killed by us pretty fast, actually. Like, pretty easy. This thing is not like bullets and shit like that. It's not bouncing off or anything. It's hurting this creature. So that's bad. The acting in this with Matthew Broderick is pretty bad by today's standards. Hank Azaria as animal is kind of cool. I love Hank Azaria. But yeah, the CG is also fucking horrible. This Godzilla looks terrible. All in all, this movie is... Oh, and Siskel and Ebert have a cameo kind of in this movie, and it's just bad. This movie was... And, like, the marketing campaign for this movie was huge in '98. And this movie is fucking abysmal for the amount of recognition it gets. As a kid, this was okay. But there's just so many parts of this movie that are confusing, like the French FBI guy. Like, why is he having to sneak around and do all this stuff? Half of this movie doesn't make sense, and half of it's pretty bad. So all in all, Godzilla 98, not the worst Godzilla movie to me, but a pretty fucking shoddy attempt at one. Number 31, Destroy All Monsters. On paper, this should be a really awesome movie. And in fact, I was really looking forward to watching it because it has so many kaiju in it, man. You get Baragon and Manya. I kind of am bad with his pronunciation. You get King Ghidorah and Godzilla and Minya, sadly. And Kamakuris, and like there are so many kaiju in this movie that you're like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be awesome, and they're barely on screen, a few minutes apiece. Basically, it's the typical plot. There's aliens, and they're using Ghidorah to take over the kaiju and try to destroy the world. It's pretty typical Godzilla plot by this point. Even by this point, the aliens plot line had been worn down. So for a lot of it, it's just mostly stock footage of monsters just destroying cities, and they're like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? We gotta stop them. And, you know, finally Godzilla ends up, and all the other kaiju end up fighting. Gorosaurus was another one. They end up fighting Ghidorah and just Ghidorah beats the fucking Anguirus for like 10 minutes. Then the rest of the kaiju beat the fuck out of Ghidorah, and Minya kills one of its heads, which pissed me off. Minya's not that strong. Like Godzilla, Mothra, Rodan, Baragon, even fucking Gorosaurus can get a kill in. You don't let Minya touch Ghidorah. Bullshit. And it's just... There's probably like 5 minutes of kaiju action in this whole fucking movie. It's kind of boring, and like Manya and Baragon, we hardly even get in Gorosaurus, we don't even get to hardly see, besides a couple little things. So I think things were underutilized, and this movie was a big, big underwhelming mess. It could have been a lot better.